Hello YouTube fans, here again, and I figure why not this one? As I talked about The Godfather on Monday, why not this one? Also starring James Caan, may rest, in the original, in my eyes, the proper one, the dud one, Rollerball, from 1975, starring James Caan, Rollerball. What can I say about it? It does futuristic, apocalypse, sci-fi, movie. I say more futuristic than sci-fi. It's based on this game. It's called the Rollerball. You ride motorbikes, and when you think about it, it's a very violent game. This is like well before the Running Man, well before all these sort of games sort of around, like the Soul games and all that. There was one gold, or to say the under game, there was one called Rollerball, and it's based, like I said, it's a top of the universe. You ride motorbikes. The idea is to get a ball, put it in a hole. I've been dirty minded, put it in a hole, but it's vicious. You got one team on another team. They don't just tackle you, they fucking twat you, they kick you, they stamp you on the head, they can even kill you. And James Caan is in this apocalypse universe where people tell you how to live, who to be with, where to live, who's your friends, who's not your friends. And they try and own him better. They own him. They own everybody on this game called the Rollerball. And it's how to keep the peace. So basically, the big boss wants him to retire, which I think is funny, really, because James Caan, what even the age of retirement, he's what, probably in his early 30s when he did this film. And he don't want to retire. He likes it. He likes the game. He likes the sport. To him, he likes it. He doesn't want to retire, but these people own him. They own him. They say retire, you retire. They say marry her, you marry her. They say live in this house, you live in this house. Get over it. That's their attitude. That's how they live. And there's a bit where he's broke up with this woman and wanted to be with this other woman who he has no love for. And if you think you've seen these actors before, she appeared in Man with the Golden Dawn, she appeared with Roger Moore a couple of years later in the film Octopussy, as Octopussy. She appeared in a film called Tattoo. And you get the idea she was his love interest to try and get him to get back to so he can retire, because he doesn't want to retire, and so on. There's a bit where he's in a news report, they're trying to get him to retire, he doesn't want to retire. And he has a mate, right? He has a mate. You think you've seen him before. He appeared in the series Dias. You probably remember him in that more than anything. There's a bit where they're fighting. Like I said, there's a lot of twatting. They're stamping on people's heads. This is a really, really vicious, violent game. I'm not asking about in the film Rollerball. It really is a violent game. So there's a bit where these people are playing. They've got this gun that can shoot out fire, and they destroy this this tea, which is a very rare plant. This girl looks sad, she feels guilty doing it, but again, it's Pesor, it's Tintol, it's so on. There's a bit where he almost batters the woman who he wants to be with, he even cuts her face, which I felt was a bit of a vicious scene. I felt that scene could have been trimmed down, because it kind of makes you dislike James Charm in the film. It's what else that makes you hate him is he's got his mate, right? He's got his mate, and they're on the roll, the ball, they're fighting his Chinese dang, and he physically gets beaten up and he gets stabbed in the head and he goes in a coma. And you got the idea he's dead. He's already dead. It's a machine keeping him alive. And this is kind of different. Today's era, if you're already dead, in your bed dead, you turn the machine off. He has the option. It's not a family member, he has the option, his mate. And James Charm says no, he wants to keep it on. So even though he's dead, he's already dead. He keeps the machine on. He's just there, keeping him as a member. He's dead. He's not moving. He's dead, but he's keeping him alive in this machine. He just wants it that way. So then you've got his mates. They've all turned on him because of that. They didn't agree with that. And he says, fuck it, let's carry on. So they're on the Rollerball. This has to be the vicious scene. It's nearly at the end. Has to be the vicious bit nearly at the end. They all got fire, the stage is on fire, they're twatting one another, they're killing one another, they're throwing the ball in the hole, and he wins. and he's riding a horse. The people want him to retire, walk off. They're annoyed. They didn't get what they wanted. And he rides off. And you've got this great music at the end. Everyone remembers this classic music. It goes like this. That's what I'm going to do. So he rides off. It pauses. End of Moive. And it was a good one. It was popular in its day with, like I say, James Caan. And I actually like this film. Like I say, there's a bit in the news, trying to get him to retire. He doesn't. He walks away with his loved one. He knows the loved one is only using him because he's trying to get him to retire. He doesn't want to retire. He wants to make this his final game. He wants to go with Jury. And he does. I love it when the people walk off. They don't get what they want. It pans out. It pauses there. You've got the epic music. That music, and it's end of film. And as you know, a couple of years later, it made a remake. The less I talk of that, the happier, because it was a piece of fucking shit. Didn't need a remake. Didn't need it. I think it still stands out today. It's futuristic, like I say, it's a top of it universe. Would they make games like, say, like Rollerball in real life in the future? Would they make games like that? Who's to say they wouldn't? Who's to say in the future they wouldn't? Because I love the bit where his mate who's working for the business company, he says, this is a sport, we've got to keep it going. He says, it's never been a sport, it's never been a game, it's never been that. He walks off in temper, this guy. You've seen this guy before, he's been in a few things, he's been in a few films. You probably remember him in The Spy Who Loves Me. You probably remember him in a few of the Bond films, and he's been in a few films. And it's like I say, he snaps up, he says, it's never been a game, it's never been a sport. I don't know if that scene. The guy's one of the big boss men. You probably remember him in The Fog. He's the one that told the Champ's story in the opening of The Fog. Been in a few things. And like I said, they made a shitty remake. The less I talk of that, the happier because it's shit. To me, this was a good film. It was popular in that era. And it's sort of like, would the future be like that? Fighting in Fob, who's saying in the future would it be like that, where we get told? We get told how to live, who to be with, what house to live in. Fighting for, who's saying in the future that wouldn't happen. The way the future's going, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't. But it's an interesting thought. It's an interesting thought. If in the future, would there be a game like Rollerball, where people are riding motorbikes and people are twatting one another and people are killing one another? That means if you're going into it for action, you're going to be disappointed. If you're going in it for sci-fi and laser guns and all that, the only bit is the bit with that done and they just started that a tropical plant that fires a fire. And the only action is the bits where they have to roll the ball, the game itself. There's only bits here and there where you see that. It's more futuristic, it's more control, it's more all that and communism and all that. But when you get to see the game, there are some good bits in it. But I'm not going to lie, it's pretty fine. It's definitely a vicious scene. You don't even not want a sport like this. And I like the bit with the guy, like I say, he snaps up and says, it's not a sport. It's never been a sport. I think James Caan does a good performance. There's bits, like I say, you dislike him. The bit where he batters his woman and he cuts her face. The bit where he refuses to turn the machine off. And he keeps his mate and his life support machine. And you already know he's brain dead. He's already dead. So there's bits in there you dislike him, but there's bits where you praise him at the end when he wins and he goes with Tory and it pauses, you know, that music, that music. You go, yay, because you want him. You don't want him to be told. You don't want these fuckers to say retire. He wants to go with Tory and he does too. So I like Rollerball. Like I say, it came out in 1975. It's one of them futuristic sci-fi films. It was that era when sci-fi was sort of getting predictable, it was dying out. We all know Star Wars lifted sci-fi a new look. But back then, I actually liked Rollerball. It's a pretty good, interesting film. It's pretty good. Seen it religiously when it was on TV. And in all fairness, I know a mate who was a lot older than me, a lot older, and had the luxury of seeing it when it first came out on the cinema back in 1975. So that's Rollerball. It's a classic. a 15-star rating from me into them. Be smart, be safe. See you later.